Use ankle weights, and I'm going to wrap them around my wrists as we move into some seated arm work. So find a comfortable seated position. If you'd like at this time to grab like a bolster or a foam roller or a block to sit on, please do so, especially if it's a little easier for your knees and your hips. So let's start reaching those arms out beside you. Relax those shoulders back and down, and let's just lift and lower. Right now, if you have the weights, this is going to be just a little bit more work for you. If you don't have the weights, I want you to focus on the way that your shoulders are gliding down in order for you to lift your fingertips up, right? So careful, the shoulders aren't coming with you, right? But we stay reaching through those fingertips. Let's do 4. Last 3. Right? Yep. Oh, that's a great option, Sharon. Just add hand weights. That's awesome. Yep. Sure. You don't have to have wrist weights. Last 1. Let's go ahead and lift those fingertips up. Now draw them together in front of you and then open out. Together in front of you and open out. Again, we're focused on melting through the shoulders, keeping them soft underneath us, behind us, right? Keep the shoulders out of the ears. 4. Last 3. Almost there. 2. And last 1. Good. Let's draw those fingertips towards the front. Flip the palms up, and let's do that bicep curl and open. Now, as you pull the fingertips up towards the ceiling, can you melt the scapula towards your back pocket? So you're thinking of sliding. I'm visualizing the melting chocolate, actually, or a popsicle on a summer day, right? Just melt, as though your spine is the popsicle stick, and those shoulders, are sliding down. Last 2. Last 1, bend and hold. Really little movement here. Drop the shoulders, start to push the fingertips up, and then soften. Now you aren't going so high that the shoulders lift to the ears, right? This is pretty still, pretty quiet through the neck, right? The top of your shoulders. What I want you to focus on is this. This part is pulling down as you push the fingertips up. Let's do 2. Almost there. Last 1. Good. And soften. Now bring the hands behind your head, right? And then let's come back together. Behind your head. Melt those shoulders. Wrap those shoulders back and down. Think of the opening across your chest. Almost there. Sliding the shoulders. Sides of your neck are soft. Open your collarbones. Are you still sitting nice and tall, working on the core strength we need in our sitting posture? Last 2. Almost there. Last 1. Woo! And then soften. And wiggle it up. All right. So if you're seated on a bolster, you can take it out from underneath you now. We're going to open our legs wide and find a little bit of a split stretch. We're going to combine some arm movement now with a forward fold. So sort of the 2 exercises coming together. Let's go ahead and open those arms out. We've been here before. Bring the hands behind your head. Oh, my shoulders are already tired. I don't know about anyone else's. Right? So from this position, let's take an inhale to rotate. And let's think of that very first spiraling exercise we started with. Where can your body rotate to? Exhale to center. And then inhale, rotate to the left. Whoa, not going as far on this side, right? It's that same problem I had earlier. It still exists. I'm just in a different position. Rotating. Now, every time you spiral, I want you to keep pushing your head back into your hands a little bit. Careful that you don't start to slump forward. That's hard work, right? Lifting up through your heart. There's your core muscles working in this seated upright position. Turn to your right. Now stay here for me. I want you to lift through your stomach and start to bring your body forward. Think of your forward fold as though you're going to bring the top of your head to your knee. Now did you roll off of your sit bone, or can you drop it back behind you? Lift your stomach and flex through your spine. Where have we seen this? Now think back, then up, back, then up. Through center, to the left. And then lift your stomach and roll forward. Don't come off of your right sit bone. Back, then up, then up. Once more, to the right, A lot going on here, guys. So many of those little muscles making you think. Keep your left sit bone down. Don't come off of your left sit bone. Oof. And then slowly stack it back up. Almost there. To the left. Last one. Lift your stomach. Don't come off of that right sit bone. And then as you come up, push your head back into your hands and think back. Then up. Woo! Open those arms out. Give a little shake. All right, last but not least, we're going to add arms long with our saw. So I am going to walk my feet just a little bit closer together because I can't do that wide of a split. You might be able to, right? So for me, mine are wider than Matt's distance if I were facing lengthwise, but not quite as wide as they were. Open those arms out to a T. Here's that same arm work. Here's your rotation, floating towards the right. Now flip your right palm down, fold forward as you stretch your left hand towards your right pinky toe. Don't come off of your left sit bone. And bring it back up and center. To the left, flip, lift, and fold. Woo, back up to the center. Rotate, flip, lift, and fold. Feels so good. Find a little rhythm if it's appropriate for you. Finding a little bit of pace and stretching through the body. Last two each way. Flip and fold. Good. Working our arms. Rotate, flip, lift, and fold. Almost there. Last one each. Rotate, flip, lift, and fold. Woo. Picking it back up. Last one to the left. I can tell you my hip flexors and abductors are working in this wider position. And soften. Woo, and let it breathe. Feels so good. Carefully swing your legs to one side and come all the way down. Reach your arms in front of you. Strong, straight arms. Add just a little push down into the arms to lift through the head, neck, and chest, and find a baby extension that you can hold. All right, this isn't about how far up we are. It's something that I want you to think I'm lifting through the light. My abs are engaged, my low back is long, and I'm gonna stay there like this. That right arm is gonna float up and back down. Woo! Where have we seen this? We started with this exercise in tabletop, right? Just a little bit different in this position. Up and down, alternating. Let's float that right arm up, hold. Circle the arm back as though you're gonna reach towards your heel, and then back through center, and set it down. Float the left arm up, circle it back, reach. Center, and soften, and lift. Lift the abdominals, lengthen to the back of your legs, open your chest. So many positives happening right now. Right? So much good work for your posture, your arms, your abs. Last one, each lift. Spiral. And open. Last one, lift. Spiral. Open and back down. Carefully, last variation. Bring those hands beside you. Stretch it back. Woo. And find, again, a low back stretch, a child's pose. If you prefer downward dog, coming off of your knees. Maybe you want that foam roller underneath you. Whatever feels good. Slowly start to drag your hands back. I'm going to sit on my heels because I'm comfortable with that. Healthy knee and ankle movement and flexion here. And stack my spine all the way back up. Woo, relax those shoulders back and down. All right, I'm going to take the weights off. And we're going to finish with just some gentle range of motion for our arms. We're going to see what this feels like. It's like light as air, right? Feels pretty good. I'm going to come to seated, facing towards you. Whatever is a comfortable seated position. And we're just going to kind of start to, again, a little massage through my spine. Start by just circling the arms. Just see how that feels. Now, if you didn't have the weights, this is still kind of nice, right? Still just a little gentle movement. Kind of opening up that chest, maybe both arms together. bring one hand, so I'm going to bring my right hand onto my pec. And now as I gently circle my arm, I'm going to kind of knead my fingertips into my pec, just a little bit. And so I'm applying just a gentle manual massage, right? Just kind of feeling for any areas of tension. See how that feels. And then go ahead and bring your right hand onto your left. And again, maybe a gentle massage. Does one feel tighter than the other? Are they about the same? Sides can be so different, really depending on what our daily activities are, right? What do we do? From here, let's go ahead and come back to both arms, and let's actually circle the hands behind, placing them onto the mat behind you. Everybody's going to sink down into their shoulders and stretch. Now, in this position, you might kind of feel a stretch from underneath your shoulders, like through the ribs and the tips of your scapula. And now push energy into your arms, widen your collarbones, lift through your heart, and stretch the front of your shoulders. I'm going to lift my chin ever so slightly. And then I'm going to sink back down into that flexion. And see if I can sort of almost pull my shoulders up towards my ears, right? To really kind of deepen that feeling of sink, and then push energy. So I'm feeling the opposite and really kind of leaning into it. And then carefully come back through center. Just for a little close, bring your right leg in front, left leg behind. Let's add just a little bit of a twist massage if that feels good. Left hand's going to come onto the mat. Right hand. Slowly start to walk yourself out. Find a side bend if that feels good. Maybe you turn if that feels good also. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Both hands for me are going to come down, and I'm going to start to lift. I'm getting a little bit of a glute stretch here. We're back to that extension, and then bend it back down. Back to a little tricep as well, right? That feeling of control coming from the back of your shoulders. As I'm turning, I'm also thinking about a ringing sensation through my waist. Feels pretty good. And then carefully, I'm going to turn back towards you. Start to bring myself back up. I'm going to swing my legs to the other side. Up and over and fold. And then turn down and twist. Again, maybe just see what this feels like at first. Start to push into the mat if that feels good. A little different, maybe side to side. 3. Last 2. Almost there. Little wrapping of your waist. Last 1. Good. Turning back towards each other. Opening up through your chest if that feels good, and picking yourself all the way back up. Beautiful work, everybody. That's class.